Hi Andreas, thanks for being with us today.
Hello Alex, it's a pleasure.
Could you tell us a little bit about your background? What did you do before and what you're doing right now?
Well, my background, I think I started my first company when I was 16 years old, and I started full time doing that when I was 17. So since then, I've been a part of many different startups in different verticals, from more web analytics startups to data-driven business development and even some jewelry parts online.
So how come up with Helishopter?
Buy something, we don't really start online. Instead, we ask someone that we trust, that we know this particular area that we want to buy something, So I'm really into tech and computers. So my friends and family, when about to buy a new computer, they usually turn to me and ask me for advice. And myself being a tech guy, I'm very much into fashion and style. So I have a friend that's very good at that. So I like to ask him for it before I go out and buy my things. So we just thought it would be really awesome to further enable this behavior online, and so kind of create your shopping profile. Does that make sense to you?
Right, so what's the main difference of Helishopter from other platforms?
I think that, you have so many different startups in, social shopping and, find inspiration and things like that. But what we are trying to do is a more like holistic approach to where do we begin if we want to buy something? Because I think the idea originated from the fact that if we are going to buy something, then we rarely start online, because for instance, I'm pretty good at technology, right? So my family, they come to me if they want advice on buying a new phone or a new computer or something like that, right? And myself being a technical guy, I'm not really into style and fashion and things like that. So I have a friend that's really good at that. So I usually ask him for advice when I'm going to go and buy something like that.
Who else works with you in your team?
Well, we have 2 full-time developers and myself. And I work full-time on this project since 2 months now. My co-founder works on some of his spare time.
So how do you build up your responsibilities? And you said that you're good with technology, right? And someone else probably design. How do you delegate responsibilities?
Well, it's like you say, you're good at different things, so the responsibilities, come naturally.
What's the next step in Helishopter right now?
Well, if you look at the site right now, you really cannot see much of the exciting things that we have been building for the last year. It's just a platform for us to test some of the technology, right? So the next step is going to be to finish up the technology and get it more stable. And then we'll start to release one of the first really cool features that we have been developing, and hopefully it will be well received and we will start to market the product.
Are you in any social media right now? Twitter, Facebook, some other platforms to promote Helishopter?
Well, we do have a Twitter account, but we're not very active on that, since our focus is on developing the product and just testing it with a small user base. So as soon as we have come out of beta and we have a more interesting offer to the end users, then we'll probably start to use social media more as well.
You're based in Sweden. Right. In terms of legal procedures and registration and all the stuff that normally goes with and setting up your company, how would you evaluate the whole process? I mean, was it hard to set up the company? And, what was the whole process?
I haven't set up a company anywhere else. I don't know what to compare to, but I've been doing this since I was 16, so I have good advisors. So they have taken care of the legal stuff for me, so it really hasn't been much hassle.
Right. Well, your market, in terms of your target audience, you guys target basically the planet with English and other languages, or you focus on particular areas?
I mean, initially, I think it's important to limit the scope, right? So when we really start to market the product and go into the next, then we will focus on the Swedish market. But I mean, the product is built with for all different kinds of locales and languages. So I think it's just time before we start to introduce this into markets as well down the road.
Right. An entrepreneur, what does it mean for you specifically?
Specifically,
Right, like what's so good in it, and maybe there are some drawbacks that you don't appreciate fully.
I think there's drawbacks to everything, obviously. Uh, but you know, I for me it's a way of life. I mean, people they like to divide their lives into what you do in your spare time and what you do when you're working, right? But for me, it's like I don't have two lives. I have one life. I want to get the most out of it, you know. So what I work with and what I try to accomplish is a big part of that. So I'm just following my heart, want to make a difference.
That's great. Do you work every day, or you make some breaks, maybe during the weekend?
Uh, I work most days. I don't really follow a schedule with, weekends off. I find that weekends are very good for being very creative and get things done because you can be alone when everyone is, off work, right? But yeah, I
Right.
spend time working.
Right. And so Helishopter, in terms of, the things you're searching for, are you looking for partners, employers, maybe investors
Well,
or someone else?
we for great product designers right now. So people that good aesthetics, but also like understanding of sales and commission and deal with the main focus on the user experience. So if you know some guys like that, then feel free to them our way.
Right. Maybe our
Maybe.
viewers can help you out with this. And the last question, for those people who want to create some trade and want to start up their own companies but afraid of something, what would you
Uh,
advise?
I would say just don't hesitate. I mean, the thing that you can be absolutely sure of is that you are going to fail. You know, so just go at and keep failing, and every time you fail, you learn something new, and uh, eventually you will succeed. So just go for it.